Get this. Over 4,700 credit unions, those community-focused financial institutions, are about to get a serious tech upgrade.
A blockchain upgrade, to be precise.
A metal blockchain developed by Metallicus is about to shake things up. I mean, we know credit unions are all about serving their members, right? Not just profits.
Right.
But how does blockchain, this CAC we usually associate with, I don't know, Bitcoin and kind of a Wild West vibe, actually fit into that picture of community banking?
Yeah.
That's what we're diving deep into today. We've got some really interesting material here about this metal blockchain.
Yeah.
And I'm super curious to see how it's all supposed to work. Like, how can a blockchain actually help credit unions?
Well, the key here is that this metal blockchain, it's built with compliance in mind right from the start. We're talking finance here, right? Regulations like the Bank Secrecy Act, the BSA, super important.
Okay, so how does a blockchain, which, let's be honest, sometimes has a bit of a Wild West reputation,
Yeah, for sure.
actually help credit unions meet all those strict compliance standards? Those are serious rules, right?
Totally. But that's the thing. It's all in the design. They've baked in features that specifically address BSA requirements, like right into the core of the system. Things like hardcore identity verification, transaction monitoring, all built in.
Okay, so it's not just about the tech itself. It's about how it's used.
Exactly. This way, tracking the flow of funds and spotting any suspicious activity becomes way more efficient. Much better than traditional methods, for sure.
And I see they're also making a big deal about this ISO 2022 compliance thing.
Yes.
I know that's like a global standard for financial messaging, but what's the big deal specifically for credit unions?
So that's actually the really clever part. See, ISO 2022 isn't just about everyone speaking the same language. It's about speaking a language that's packed with data. So by building in specific message types, things like PAIN.001 for credit transfers, PAX.008 for settlements, the metal blockchain can integrate directly with all the systems that credit unions are already using. No need to rip and replace everything.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So less disruption for them, faster adoption too.
Exactly.
But what about this subnet architecture I keep hearing about? That sounds pretty technical.
All right, so imagine a group of credit unions, maybe in the same region. They decide, hey, let's form our own little blockchain network within the larger metal ecosystem.
Oh, interesting.
They can share data just between themselves, settle transactions instantly, all with a level of privacy and security that wasn't possible before.
So it's almost like their own private network then, just for them.
Exactly. And this idea can be applied to all sorts of things, like credit unions could manage what they call tokenized assets on a dedicated subnet. So think of things like real estate, or even like fractional ownership of bonds. This opens up all sorts of new avenues for investment and collaboration.
That's way outside of the traditional finance box, isn't it? Do you think a system like this could really bridge that gap between like the TradFi world and blockchain?
It really has the potential to. Just think about cross-border payments. Right now, those transactions can be a real pain, right, for credit unions and their members. High fees, long delays.
For sure.
But using this metal blockchain, those payments could be settled instantly at a fraction of the cost. That's a real competitive edge.
Yeah, I see that. But what about the individual? How does all of this impact, like, the average credit union member?
One word: digital identity.
Oh, okay.
And I don't just mean verifying who you are for a transaction. I'm talking about a decentralized system where you actually control your own data.
Oh, wow.
Imagine you're opening a new account. Instead of digging up all your documents, you could just grant permission to access your pre-verified info. Streamlines, KYC, and AML checks, and all that sensitive data is secure on the blockchain.
That sounds empowering. But I have to admit, it also raises a lot of questions about data privacy and security.
Oh, absolutely. Those are important conversations. But the potential here, especially for credit unions who are all about putting their members first, it's huge.
You've mentioned a few times how this aligns with like the whole credit union philosophy.
Yeah.
Can you break that down a little more?
Well, blockchain at its core,
it's
about transparency, accessibility, decentralization, And those principles, they really resonate with the credit union mission. Financial inclusion, reaching those underserved communities, empowering individuals.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about how that tech can help them achieve the goals they already have.
Exactly. And we can't forget about operational efficiency, right? Blockchain can automate a lot of those manual tasks, reduces cost for credit unions, which means they can offer their members better rates and services.
That's how they stay competitive, right?
Right.
With those bigger institutions. So if I'm getting this right, the Metal blockchain is offering this platform that's built for compliance, seamless integration, and it's got that flexibility with the subnet thing. And on top of all of that, it's packaged in a way that seems like tailor-made for how credit unions already operate.
That's a really good summary. And this leads to a fascinating question, actually. We've got credit unions, these community-focused institutions, and they're embracing blockchain.
Yeah.
Does this mean we're seeing a bigger shift happening towards blockchain becoming a part of our everyday financial lives? And what could that mean for all of us?
It's definitely a lot to think about. I mean, we've only scratched the surface here, but the possibilities are pretty exciting. So we encourage you to do your own research, check out this Metal blockchain and its potential impact, not just on credit unions,
Right.
but on the future of finance itself. Thanks for listening, everybody.